Everybody, hi. If you're new here, I'm Lyra, and on the regular circumstances would be discussing books because that's what I like to talk about. And I'm getting old, and I also haven't been able to stream today. I had planned to talk about The Coming Wave because that is the book I've been reading. However, I have decided not to do that because it's been brought to my attention that I'm getting old. I'm almost in my 30s. And apparently, there is a need out there for the discussion of lessons that have kind of helped me make it this far in life. Don't make me feel too old, okay? Don't do that. Let's not. We don't need to have that conversation. I am a lady. I'm a lady. However, because I am approaching old lady territory, I figured it might be a good idea. I don't even remember how I was organizing stuff around here. What's this about? Oh, interesting. Okay. Anyway, I should probably try and find more stuff. Oh, since the last time I spoke, I have been able to find like a cave system down there. I've been digging some more. However, I wanted to do that off camera because I didn't want to bore you. It didn't seem like something fun and interesting. So I just didn't bring you with me on that. However, do I even have armor on me? Wait, do I even remember? Yes, I do. I do have armor on. Wait a damn minute. Hmm. Wasn't there something that I was supposed to be able to craft with this? Guys, I don't even remember what I was doing here. So please do not judge as I try to remember what the point of this was. In any case, it has been brought to my attention that as I approach my old lady territories, my old lady years, it is apparently my responsibility to discuss transformative lessons in my life. Things that I have learned that have gotten me to where I am. And I can absolutely feel that. I love that for us. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. Tag along and come with me. Today I wanted to talk about accountability language. Why would you want to talk about accountability language, you might ask? I thought I had a chest down here. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay. I think I do have another chest over there. However, I'm not going to use that right now. Instead, I'm just going to make another furnace down here. I have like 3 different levels of chests and furnaces and whatnot. Where's the furnace? Okay, here it is. Accountability language, right? Under regular circumstances, we have a tendency to discuss the challenges that we go through from the perspective of what other people did to us. And while this is fine and dandy under regular circumstances, as we discuss accountability, it is super important to remember that as a habit in accountability language, the discussion around life's challenges doesn't really revolve around what other people did to you. The perspective itself changes, it shifts from what other people did to you to what are the common mistakes that people make or the common mentalities that people adapt that make them more likely to experience these things, not from the perspective of guilt or shame, but from the perspective of learning yourself the realization of these patterns so that you don't engage in them. And this is almost always a little challenging. Guys, I don't remember why I got out of here the first time. So we might be cooked. Why didn't I bring a shield? You know what? I should probably go make one. I'm gonna go make a shield. You know what? There's a very high possibility that was the whole reason why I left. That was so I could make a shield, and then I forgot. Thanks. Oh wait, hold on. Do I even remember how to play this game? Okay, so I have exactly what I need. Oh, the way I eat it myself. I survived that. I survived. Oh my gosh, I'm so clumsy. This is why I be saying I'm not good at this game. I am not the correct person. If you need a Minecraft teacher, please don't make it me. You will perish. What else was over here? I'm pretty sure there was like a whole new world over there, but I don't think I explored everything over here. As I've gotten older, I have realized that the world never really changes. We change as humans. And then as a result, society as a whole evolves. And I think this is beautiful in a very odd way. There's a very favorite quote I have from Michael Jackson. He says, if you want to make the world a better place, you take a look at yourself and then make that change. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me, I'm clumsy. Hey, I used my shield. It's so rude down here. I was so calm about that too. All I wanted was to walk through. Why are they so mean to me? Every time something attacks me, I get distracted. One of my favorite quotes from Michael Jackson is, if you want to make the world a better place, you take a look at yourself and then make that change. And I believe that to be very true. Personally, the reason for that is because, in my humble opinion, I have told you this before, I'm going to say it again. I think we talked about it a little more when we discussed, what was it? I think it was the book, The Art of Thinking Clearly. And I said, I think personally that everything in nature is cyclical. And then I observe the world and experience it through that very understanding. Because I believe that wholeheartedly. And the thing with pain, from what I have observed it to be, is that the only way out of all of those tendencies that not only are they cyclical, but they're born from our trauma, they're born from our pain. And I'm talking toxic tendencies, immaturity, dishonesty, so on and so forth, you know, the usual. All of these things are pain adjacent. And the tendencies that we engage in because of this pain, we logic our way into them by thinking or believing that it is acceptable to create more pain for others because we had to experience that pain or similar forms of pain. And sometimes as humans, we will go as far as to do it to children. You know, we think we have to expose children to controlled environments of pain, hatred, dishonesty, right? Because they're going to experience it in the real world. So a controlled environment is healthy. When in reality, because we keep normalizing these ideas, we create toxic environments for the children that then become the trauma that we keep saying we don't want to experience more of in the world. And so how do you change the world? Well, you change yourself. That's exactly how you do that. And in mass, if enough of us change, oh hell no. Oh hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Oh hell no. Please leave me alone. My sword rope. Help. No, this isn't happening. You better not. Oh no. Oh no, this is bad. Oh no, this is really bad. Oh no. Wait, does it... That works better? That's crazy. That axe saved my life. I would not be here without it. I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here and I need to get me a sword. You need to leave me alone, okay? Give me my space. You guys are so mean to me. I hate it here. I hate it here. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Give me my space. I can't even breathe around here. Let me be. Oh my God. They're so mean to me. They're so rude and homophobic around here. Jesus. What is really crazy to me is the fact that a copper axe just saved my life. A copper axe just saved my life. Get that? Get that, YouTube comments? You guys are saying, oh, you need to let go of the copper. Well, guess what? The copper just saved my life. Yeah, I like them apples. Oh my God, it's so goofy here. So silly and goofy. Okay, I'm gonna take this. Well, you know what? Okay, dude, I don't even remember what I was talking about. But anyways, so we observe the world around us, we think is inherently evil, and then as a result, we think that is a valid reasoning for us to be evil ourselves. And that is how evil sort of multiplies and then embellishes the entire human experience as like a virus, like an infectious disease of sorts, right? And so this is why I like that Michael Jackson quote so much. That guy was onto something, in my humblest of opinions, as a not very humble person. It's so dark here. It's so dark here. I'm half blind. They can't be doing this to me. Now, it's super important to discuss that, in my opinion, this doesn't really mean you should blame yourself for it. However, I think your proximity to the solution intensifies once you understand how these operates so that you can make sure you don't participate in it. Because that is how growth, oh, I shouldn't have done that. That is how growth works. Is you see it, you choose not to. Why am I like this? You know what? Never mind. I'm not doing this. We're not doing this. Why is he so angry? I didn't even realize he saw me. It's infested with enemies here. Stop running away. Yes. Yes. In any case, learning from that trauma also means, in a way, creating a world that is safer for the newer generations. And that is kind of how we beat the, oh my God, please don't come here. How does one beat these people? Jesus. Oh my God. How do I go about it? Come over. Come over. Bet you won't. Wait, where? Oh my God. Wait, am I pro gamer? Am I doing the thing? I did it. I beat them. I can't see shit. I can't see. I'm blind. Gimme. I'm gonna have to at some point make some kind of a ranged weapon. Something I can do to defend my shit. I think I can make. I don't know that I have all the materials, but I think I can make a crossbow. The beginning of that song scared the crap out of me. I thought someone was coming for me. I was so ready. I was so ready. In any case, when you operate from pain or trauma, you usually sort of react to life as opposed to being an active participant of it. And so the seat that you take in your life and the participation that you have in it is usually very passive. And I don't really blame people for this, because when you navigate this life, which is in its own way a little difficult, well, not even a little difficult, it's dishonest to say that. It is difficult to navigate life. Because life is difficult in its own way, it's very easy to feel powerless by the situations that we're exposed to, the environments. I thought I heard a crossbow or like one of the skeletons. Am I going crazy? Mom? Yeah, do your thing. Do your thing so you can leave me alone. Anyway, the people around you that love you and want the best for you will still approach you with conflicts that you might believe have nothing to do with you, but they in fact do have something to do with you in most cases or situations. However, this is usually very challenging to accept or acknowledge, because most people don't want to hear about how they play a part in their own demise or the demise of the relationships that they are in. However, if people are still taking the time to approach you with these concerns, then this does mean in its own way that they love you and they want to have a better or more peaceful relationship. And if you learn to manage those negotiations, then you can absolutely get to a point where you can do that. But it takes two to tango, and it does take two to be able to clarify those situations and solve those problems in a way that makes the relationship around you more constructive and more peaceful in a way for the both of you. And so, because we don't really put a lot of energy into having language that betters the world, what we do is we create environments where we come on social media thinking we can tell people how to live their lives, and then we just fight each other thinking that's going to help the situation be better, which I disagree. Is the reason why 9 times out of 10, even if some drama starts about me, you won't hear me talking about it, because that's just not the kind of person that I am. Well, it's also because I don't really care for people's opinions of me most of the times, so it's very difficult to begin to care about what it is that they think of me. I am scared. There are like 4 of them here. Oh no, it's just 2. Yes, kill each other. Now I fight the last man standing. Let's go. a winner! I'm a winner! What was that? I'm scared. I was joking. It was a jokey joke. Don't be like that. Okay, there's nothing in here. I'm a winner! There doesn't seem to be anything in here. So I'm just gonna take these iron and I'm gonna leave. In any case, the people in your life that are seeking conflict resolution, a lot of times they might not be particularly as eloquent as necessary to be able to explain to you how it is that your behavior is harmful. But 9 times out of 10, if they are and you're still not listening, that's on you. And so, how do we identify this? Well, I can speak from the perspective of me, as I am a very conflicty person. And so, it took self awareness of me to realize the ways in which I was contributing to a lot of the challenges that the relationships in my life faced. I feel like because I have become, with age, self aware, I'm in a unique position to sort of share my experience with these things from the perspective, again, every little sound I hear, I'm like on the edge of my seat. I'm scared. Mind you, that sound wasn't even in the game. That was the sound of my chair moving. Like, what am I even on these days? What's going on? What's happening? That was you, dude. You did that. People keep saying this game is not scary. Yes, it is. Stop lying to us. Cut it out. Because it's out. Why am I doing this? Stop it. Okay. Oh, we're already here. There's one over there. Wait, there was more over here this whole time? Okay. The first thing we need is to be able to see. Oui, magnifique. And so what do people do when they don't feel heard, seen, or understood? They leave. And so in situations of relationships that are destroyed, what a lot of people sometimes don't understand is that the end of the relationship is a form of conflict resolution when all else fails. And to that you might say, well, I don't want to see the end of my relationship, Lyrita. Why would I want that? Stop looking at me with those eyes. I don't want to fall. I'm scared. Yeah. And so the next question to you might just be, well, how does one approach the resolution of a conflict like that without it having to necessarily mean the end of a relationship? Well, again, this will require some self-awareness. But from what I have observed in both trying to heal my own challenges, but also observing other people engage with theirs, I have created, mentally speaking, 2 categories that I think is where people who a lot of the times have these challenges fall. That is full of enemies, and I will perish, and it will be the worst of the worst of the worst. And why is this full of enemy? I'm scared. Okay, I need to get out of here expeditiously. I need to run. I need to run. I need to run. I need to... No, 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 no. Don't follow me, leave me alone. Oh, hell no. No, 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 please. Oh. Okay. Oh my God. Leave me alone. Stay away. I need to get out of here. I could have fallen in there. I need to get out of here, and I need to go get more foods. I'm not claiming I invented mental health theory, by the way. I don't know if there are clinical terms for this stuff. I'm not a professional. What do I look like? Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna take this upstairs to cook, and I'm gonna check in and see if I can make other bigger, better weapons to defend myself, because I'm scared. I'm gonna take this. I'm taking these too, mainly because I don't want to take up too much space. There is literally no you know what? I'm gonna leave it here, but there's no reason for you to be here. And we're gonna take you guys upstairs so that we can engage in bigger and better things. I need to work on the expansion of my farm. The thing with that is I'm gonna have to go find a village because I still don't have carrots or apple. But I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm gonna get lost. I am the queen of getting lost. Okay? I can't be doing this. I can't be doing this. I'm not, oh my God. I'm not big brain like that. Okay. Anyway, people's, places, and things in life, in humanity of humans, in the way that we operate, right? From what I have observed, these people are oftentimes divided into 2 categories. Category number 1, in my humblest of opinions. Actually, why am I still digging? I have a ton of material here. I could just start working on my farm. Well, because it's fun, that's why. That was a silly question. I apologize. I apologize, chat. That's a silly question. Oh, I do have carrots. What I don't have is taters. My fear, though, with working on this is that the monsters are gonna monster my farm. It's so cute! So cute! Hi! You're so cute! Anyway, didn't I already have some of these in there? I don't remember. I don't remember, chat. Remember how I said that was gonna be a temporary base? It's not looking so temporary anymore. Oh, hi! Do you have taters? Unbreaking one? That's actually super useful. Hey. Did bro say I had to give him what? I forgot. Can we not do this right now? In any case, 2 stages in which I have observed these behaviors to go. Number 1 is the unaware stage. A lot of times people don't really know that they're doing something that might be harmful to the relationships around them. And so when loved ones bring up the situations or the challenges that are making the relationship more difficult for them, they usually won't listen. They won't pay attention to what they're being told, or default to deflection, projection, or bringing up that one thing that happened 3 months ago that also pissed them off. Here's the challenge with that behavior. I don't remember what this guy wanted. Was it water in the bucket? Is that what he wanted? Was it water in the bucket, sir? Wait, don't walk away. Milk? Milk is crazy. There aren't any cows around here. There was this crazy lady who just killed everything around here for food. Yeah, it was insane. You should have seen it. What was the other thing that he wanted? Let me speak to you. Water bottle. How many can I sell to him? Ow. Why you might like this, dude? Aw, cute. You're so cute. Anyway, did I just take the... Bro, why am I like this? Did I just take the glass down there? Why am I like this? Why is this the way that I am? So how do we solve this, right? The first thing that you would need to do is you would need to create mental space between you as a person, as a human, as an identity, and your mistakes. Because you are not your mistakes. Your mistakes are simply opportunities about you that will make relationships more successful around you. Oh, here it is. I should have known. I should have known. Why am I like this? And again, if the people around you didn't want to better the relationship, they wouldn't bother to talk to you about these things. Number 2 is when the conversation is occurring, you have to behave or remain as goal-oriented as possible. And to that, I say a question that's going to sound a little conflicted, which is, do you want to be right or do you want to get results and solve the conflict? If you want to get results, then the moment someone that you love or someone that loves you is bringing up a concern that they have, is not the time for you to talk about a conflict you failed to bring up 3 months ago. It is also not the time to focus on linguistics and how accuracy matters and certain specific words are not being used appropriately when discussing the situations. Please don't piss me off. Ultimately, this is not a linguistics lesson, all right? The people around you are bringing up a concern, and what you should be focused on is whether or not the conversation is conveying meaning, which essentially means, are you understanding what's being said? If the answer to that is yes, then this is not the right time for us to be having a conversation about how certain words weren't used appropriately to your liking. Fam, respectfully, now is not the time. Not only is now not the time, but what this does is it gives the conversation a combative tone. So instead of the conversation being you guys against the problem, it becomes you against the person you're trying to solve the problem with. Oh, he doesn't need any more of this. And I need 7? What do you mean? I don't have milk. Why are you like this? Why are you treating me like this? Probably eat. Why am I like this, honestly? As far as the conversation 3 months ago and what it entails, if that was important to you, you would have brought it up 3 months ago. We wouldn't be talking about this right now, right? So you have to be aware of the things that you do that make your conversations become a conflict. Otherwise, there will never be peace. I thought I had at least one. Dang, I'm broke. That's crazy. Wait, I do have some. Let's go. I want that pickaxe, sir. Please give me the pickaxe. Please and thank you. Please give me the pickaxe. Please give me the pickaxe. Hey, let's go. Hey. I love what wasting money. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm gonna leave these here for now. I don't even know why I got this, dude. Could probably get like lava or something and get rid of it. There's also a good probability that the people around you who you're trying to solve the conflict with don't even remember these conflicts you're talking about that happened 3 months ago that you now conveniently want to discuss. The fact that people might not be eloquent enough to discuss, it's not just that, but honestly, it kind of come across as manipulation when people do that. It comes across as manipulation and deflection. And not only does no one like that, but they also don't have a reason to respect it. What the? Why would I do that? Why am I like this? Why am I like this? Right, so putting issues in the back burner or in the freezer to heat them up and bring them up whenever you are being called out on a bad behavior isn't the most healthy thing to do. It comes across as manipulation, and because it is a very clear attempt for malicious intent, the people around you who are healthy and are looking for healthy relationships have no reason to tolerate people who behave in that way. I think lastly on that topic, try to listen to understand and not listen to respond, and make it a habit to act on a very cold mind. And what do I mean by this is, instead of being combative when you don't understand something and just assuming that what you understood is the truth, ask follow-up questions and make sure that when you are emitting a judgment or an observation about the situation, it doesn't come from the perspective of prolonging the conflict. And what do I mean by this? A lot of the times, when we are frustrated, we have this silly little tendency. No, I probably shouldn't spell that. Yeah, this is better. When we are frustrated and in the middle of conflict, we have a tendency to oversimplify the challenges that people are having with the way that we behave. And so what do I mean by this? Is when people tell you, for example, the way that you did this made me feel very hurt. And then your response is, well, I must be the worst friend in the world, huh? Is that really what they said? It's not. And let's say that they did say something that could potentially be interpreted in that way. What's the goal of the conversation? What would be the goal of telling you if they don't expect that there could be a conversation that could potentially result in the resolution of a conflict? There would be no goal. And there would be no goal because there would be no reason to tell you that if a conflict with you cannot be solved, right? So objectively, it is a waste of both your time and the other person's that you're willing to oversimplify what they're trying to tell you instead of asking follow-up questions to try to understand it, right? So listen to understand. Don't listen to just respond. That is if you're having a conversation in a relationship that you care to keep. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. You're gonna have to figure that out on your own. I'm gonna feed the chickens. Look at all those chickens. I'm gonna feed the chickens and then we're going on an adventure. Hey, let me feed the other one. Okay, you already ate. Jesus. Feed the children. Get out of the way. I'm trying to feed the children. Jesus. Eat well, children. Eat well and grow. What are you doing? You need to get out of my way. Goodbye. Okay, we gotta go on an epic adventure. I am gonna take this with. I'm also gonna take this with. And then I should probably X marks the spot on the base because I'm constantly getting lost. Not gonna lie, chat, I'm a little scared about this whole epic adventure thing, but we must go. I'll probably take one of these with me. Should probably also make one of these with me. Yeah. Okay. There you go. There you go. Before you go. I do need to find a good beach so I can have enough glass without destroying the local ecosystem. So we go on an epic adventure. I forbore about that, but that shall be dealt with when it shall be dealt with. I have things to do and places to be. Now, I just saw that there is in fact a cow there, but I'm not gonna kill it because I'm not a savage, right? So we're going on a crusade to destroy a different ecosystem because why would I destroy mine when I could destroy someone else's? What is that? I have never seen that. It doesn't drop anything? Nothing? Oh, big trees. I found them. I'm getting some. Let's go. Leave me alone. Stop screaming at me. Before you go. Man, to you too. Yes. Yes, yo. Yeah. Pink trees. Oh, hey. Bye. Dang. Oh, hell yeah. It's a good temporary camp. Good temporary base. Okay. The first thing we're going to want to do, put this over here, put this over here, and then put these over here. And then here, oh, I can't really put nothing on there yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave these right here, gather more woods. Oh, but before I do that, I'll probably do me one of these. Yes. Now we collect more of the woods that I like and I'm looking for. Pink wood, so cute. I still sustain that if I collect pink wood, then my tools should be pink when I make it with it, and I will die on that hill. The government can't stop me. I am in pink tool territory, and I shall not abandon my post. This is exactly where I make my stance, and you know what? The IRS can't stop me either. The part that we're about to discuss is the one that's a bit more challenging, and the reason for that is because you cannot do this to me. You cannot do this to me. You're gonna have to come over. You're gonna have to come find me. You're gonna have to come find me. You're gonna have to come over. You cannot do this to me. You cannot. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you try to kaboom my base? You know what? That ended up working on my favor because I did need that. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. When a curse is a blessing in disguise. I did need to cook my food, so I'll take it. Ish. Yes. We love a pink tree in this house. Now, I'm gonna go in there. Anyways, aware but static stage. Again, friendly reminder, I'm not a professional. I'm just silly. This is the stage, in my opinion, in which people are aware of the challenges that they have, but there's no growth that's coming out of them. And in my humble opinion, a lot of the times, one of the reasons why this happens is because the awareness of the challenge, instead of making the information important enough to improve upon, becomes the excuse as to why the improvement doesn't happen. Well, you know I have anxiety, you know I have depression, yada, 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 which I can say that you can't come after me because I have all of those things. Plus, I'm nobody. You can't cancel me. You can't cancel me. I'm a nobody. Anyways, I can't see shit, dude. Oh my god. Oh, but it's not as easy as it looks. No, it's not. It's not. But I'm gonna tell you how to fix it. Don't worry about it. This is all going somewhere. I promise. Probably take that torch with me. I mean, what's it gonna do here? Nothing. Oh, yeah. Just gonna stay here just in case I ever come back. I thought there was gonna be more in that cave, but there wasn't much in that cave. But that structure can stay there just so I can have somewhere to stay if I want to come back through here. I'm seeing little pockets of what could be called a beach, but I'm not seeing an actual beach. And I want to make enough. I almost face my inevitable demise. What is happening here? Okay, but am I being catfished again? I was indeed being catfished again. Are there pink villages in this game? I've never seen a pink village. I wonder what they look like. And so the challenge itself and the awareness of these group of people's challenges usually become a part of their identity, which is also one of the reasons why it's so difficult to take that or strip that away from their person, or even discuss the challenges that are being brought about within their relationship as a result of them not facing their own challenges or difficulties. I want to see a pink village so bad. It's in my mind and now I can't stop thinking about it. And so instead of this awareness becoming the reason why they can tell it's necessary for them to seek help or even make the effort on their own, because I know it's difficult, but even make the effort on their own to retrain their brains, which is, by the way, very much possible. I don't know why people make this a dependency thing. This is oftentimes the part where the stories that you tell yourself matter, and there's value in observing them and sort of become the observer of your thoughts and learning to rectify those thoughts so that you can then observe the ways in which the people around you think you are lovable, even though you yourself don't view yourself as lovable or believe yourself to be too difficult to love. And so at that point, the options that you have are to either seek help, the help that you need, or engage in the necessary mental retraining that can help you fix a lot of those behaviors. The brain is a muscle, and just like every other muscle, you can train it into behaving in the way that you like. But at the same time, just like any other muscles, you can't really do 5 squats and expect to grow a fat peach after. That's not how that works. I hate it here. All I do is get harassed. Come on. Yeah, get him. You know what? It's so funny to watch them fight. Jesus. Come on. Not gonna lie, I'm a little tired. I'm a little tired of all of this. Well, that was a waste of my time. Oh, are there any more? Nothing here. Anything over there? Hello? Nothing. I don't even know what this is. It's a village! Is it a village? Have I been there before? I don't remember if I've been there before. Oh, it's a big village. Oh, hell yeah. No pink houses. Womp. Oh, well, that looks pink, but I'm not sure how pink that is. Can I even call that pink? Oh my god, I was just saying about, like, are there pink villages? And then here we are. Hi, I've come to steal your things. Hello. I'm here to engage in thievery. Hi. Hi. Hello. Nothing here. Hello? Where are the valuables? It's looking a little bare. Oh, I see a chest. Oh, I see a chest. Well, that was... Oh, potatoes! Let's go! I was saying that I needed that. Thanks! Dang, that's crazy. Are there any more stuff? Girl, that's crazy. There's a house in there. Well, this is rather uncommon. I've never seen one of you leave in a cave. What's behind you? Oh, and this is like a deep cave. Well, this is a first. I should stay in your house for a bit. Wouldn't you do that? Wouldn't you let me stay in your house for a bit? Can I do that? He's like, no thanks. Come on. I should move all my stuff to over here. No. Yes. I thought I wasn't gonna make it for a second. What's in here? Nothing? Oh, this is perfect. I should bring all my stuff here. Actually, I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna go do that, and then I'm gonna get in that cave. Does anybody remember where I came from? Okay, this is a bit of a problem. It had to have been from over there. I mean, how else could I possibly, help? I am so sorry, but I'm gonna have to steal your bed. I feel really bad about this. I'm sorry, I apologize. I can't travel at night. I'll bring my own, I swear. I'm sorry. Oh, my bad, champ. I apologize. I shouldn't have done that. Now I feel bad about it. I think it was from over here that I came. I think so. I'm not sure. In any case, the brain is a muscle. You can train it. In the same way that we call a lot of the mental challenges we face as a society a challenge of conditional programming, this also means that you can reprogram the brain. But much like working out, this is going to take some discipline. It is also going to take some determination. Yay! I found my stuff. I don't have to live in someone else's house anymore. Oh my god, I've been recording for a while now. Wow. When I tell you that I just felt my heart in my throat, that scared the absolute crap out of me. I don't have a kind way to explain how freaking scared I was. For a second, I thought it was my time to perish. It was done and I was over, okay? My whole life just flashed before my eyes. Please understand. Oh, Jesus. I gotta run. There you go. I gotta go colonize. I'm just kidding. Let's see. Yes. I have arrived to my new temporary home. Thanks for leaving my new temporary home. I'm gonna sleep here and then up here. It is important to understand that most of the strengths that will make you great in this life are also standing at the other side of the challenges that you continue to avoid. Now, of course, this will vary from person to person and from situation to situation. Don't look at me like that. Never mind, I'm going back. I forgot that I am soon going to need to replace my shield, which also means I'm going to need iron. Now, unfortunately, I do live in a third world country, so I can't really say I went to therapy and it worked, just quite the opposite. In fact, culturally speaking, many people believe in these kinds of environments that mental health issues are not real. And so the development that we have as far as mental health goes is very limited. But this also puts me in a unique position to be the perfect person to tell you that even if you cannot afford therapy, there is still something you can do about it. It is the existence through those challenges that taught me what I know now and what I am hoping can help you. And so the first thing to understand very clearly is the fact that a diagnosis is not a sentence. In mental health, if you believe your issues to be terminal and incurable, your mind will respond as such. So a changing perspective is required. The thing that makes the mental health challenges more difficult to change in perspective is that for the mental health challenge to be there, the requirement is not just the trauma, but also the long-term story you tell yourself as the result of that trauma. Oh, Nisha Mardish. For a lot of people, this looks like the belief that they're not lovable or the belief that they are not safe, right? And then as a result, because you're experiencing these heightened states of both depression, anxiety, or lack of self-confidence, it is very easy to train your brain, even without realizing it, to pick apart all of the reasons why this belief is correct. And I'm so glad we're talking about this, because if you haven't seen my video about the art of thinking clearly, we talk about this logical bias on there. You are programmed, structured as a human in your brain to seek for confirmations in the outside world that your beliefs are true, no matter what the belief is, right? And mental health, as it declines, does the exact same thing, but in a direction that is not particularly convenient to you. And there have been a few studies here and there about how an assumption that there is no solution also comes with a limited capacity to perceive solutions. I'm gonna try and see if I can find some, and then if I can find them, I'm gonna put them on the screen so you guys can look them up in your own time. But essentially, you have to be willing to train yourself into believing, train your brain to understand that you can improve so that you can improve. It feels paradoxical in nature, but it is also the way that your brain works. And so the solution is to understand yourself as the observer of the thoughts and take your rightful position as the programmer. Manage the code and then retrain your mind and rewrite the history that you tell yourself. It will take time, and at first it won't feel believable. But who gets a big fat trunk after 10 squats? Nobody. You have to take the time to train the brain. And this looks like stopping your brain mid-thought, mid-story, at least as you repeat yourself the story that you don't want to be a reality in your life, because you act from there. This is not magic, by the way. This is you acting from the, holy crap, it's getting nighttime. This is you acting from the perspective of believing that the stories you tell yourself are true, even if the story itself is not particularly something that you prefer. And then as a result, because you act from it, a lot of the things that you believe to be confirmations of your own personal biases become true because you had already decided they were, and so you act from that. And how you interact with physical reality is by means of your actions. So you have to first work with your mind, and second, you have to act as if the best case scenario is possible. In any case, I can't wait to continue on with this conversation, but that's about all the time I have for today. It's getting nighttime in the game, so I'm just gonna leave it here for now. Up next, we're going to be exploring that cave. I just wanted to move all my stuff over here. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you for taking the time to spend with me. Please remember that all of the things that we just discussed are things that are based on my experience and what I have observed in the world, as well as what worked for me, right? This is not me saying you have to do any of these things. This is just me speaking from both my experience and the things I've read in the subject, as somebody who had no choice but to learn herself most of the things that I have learned as I have gotten old. Again, thank you for watching. Thank you for spending your time with me. Don't do anything that I wouldn't. Friendly reminder. This does include no arson, no ending up in jail, and no ending up in the hospital. No adding to the population and no subtracting from the population. I love you very much. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.